Graduates of the house?
Yes.
All right. Coach Taylor was very articulate, insightful, and he has a sociology degree, that's why. Promoting my department with the leaders in the house. I have the pleasure of introducing the next speaker. They told me to take 3 minutes. I'm a professor. As Fran knows, you don't stay on time, so bear with me. You know, as a sociology professor, we study social life, human behavior, social reality, and among the things that we study, we study and analyze ideals versus reality. We look at the contradiction of those two things, and we look at when those two things come together, ideals and reality. And to me, the essence of humanity, and I believe the essence of spirituality, lies in the sweet spot where those two things meet. What we want to be individually and who we actually are. Hopefully what happens is those two things come together to some extent. As individuals and as a community. It's also where we find the best versions of ourselves, at the convergence, again, of ideals and reality. Athletics, like any part of social life, like any social institution, has its ideals. You all want to be champions. You all want to be perfect. Your coaches beat it into you, perfection. You do drills, repetition, ritual, day in, day out, put work in. It's the work you put in off the field, off the court, that gets you closer to perfection. But the reality is, we want you to carry yourselves as champions, and we want you to seek perfection and perfection of character. The thing is, we don't always meet those things because perfection is impossible. It's about the seeking of that perfection. And there's another key ingredient to trying to achieve this so-called perfection, and that's to seek balance. So you heard Coach Taylor talk about balance. You've heard it in the other themes of the presentations. And balance, to honor the indigenous people of this land, the Tongva and the Ashaman, as most indigenous peoples, they find healing in harmony and balance. That's a common theme among a lot of communities of people. The Kanaka Maoli of the Hawaiian Islands have a term called aipono. It means to nourish with balance. Something like that. It's not a perfect translation. But there's actually a restaurant in Costa Mesa called Aipono, great food, where you nourish yourself with balance. My family's from the island of Guam, the Mariana Islands, and the Chamorro people refer to balance in the term inafa maule, to seek balance. And we find strength in balance. We say fuetsanzan inafa maule, strength in balance. The reality is that we actually fall short all the time, every day. We seek these things, but we fail all the time. It's the journey. The person I'm going to introduce to you, you know who I'm talking about, Taylor Dawkins.
Yay.
He's a very special person. And I'm not going to get emotional because I'm not going to go look over at Dee Dee because she's going to make me cry. She always gets emotional. So I'm not looking over there. So Taylor, if you want to look at her accolades, Google it. If you want to hear her story, search it on YouTube. If you want to hear it in lyrics, listen to The Storm by Mitch Russell. Thank you. But I'm going to introduce her in a different way. Taylor is a sweet person, but she also is that sweet spot I'm talking about between reality and the ideals. That's where it meets. And that's what Taylor is to me. Remarkable person, as you know, needless to say. This characteristic is contagious among her teammates, among the community, nationally, and I know I'm embarrassing because you're so humble, but I have to say it. And it's not out of sympathy for what she struggles with. It's out of admiration for her warrior spirit. And you know this because Coach Kelly did not put her in clutch moments out of sympathy. She put her in clutch moments at the Super Regional to win a game, to get out of an inning, and she did it over and over again. So it's not out of sympathy, it's out of admiration for a warrior spirit.
Yeah.
Somebody who finds balance of her mind, body, and soul in Afamalik, and that balance is contagious in the Titan community. So I am honored to introduce your last senior speaker who represents the best of all of us,
Yeah.
Taylor Dawkins.